Welcome back, and finally we have the moment we've been waiting for. Nigerian media personality, actress and photographer Remi Antonia Adefuye. My personal favorite. I can't begin to tell you guys how excited I am that she's here. Toni Tones is in the building!
And of course, yes, in 2020, she was nominated for the Best Supporting Actress at the Africa Magic Viewers Choice Awards. And she's an alumnus of the Relativity Film School in Los Angeles, California. And of course, has featured in so many movies, both TV and web series. You're all welcome.
Thank you.
Good to have you here, finally.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah.
Good to have you here.
I just wanted to say I'm your biggest fan.
Oh,
Honestly, I'm not joking. I even follow you on social media, and that thing you do every Sunday night, is it Sunday? Why don't you do it anymore?
You know
I
what,
do, it's
quickly? Let's quickly see her performance in Brotherhood, because the guy here is, let's go.
I like that you spoke about it.
That role will always be fresh in our
Iconic.
memories. It's iconic. I loved it. I loved it. But hey, we have seen you, transition from one role to another. I mean, you've basically played so many roles that just takes you, there and then throws you to another end. So how's that been? How do you prepare yourself for all of these roles? So first I'm going to highlight your role in King of Boys and the one in Brotherhood. How did you prepare for these roles, these iconic roles?
For King of Boys, I was playing the younger version of someone. So I just pretty much sat down and broke down how best I could possibly become this person. When you're playing the younger version of someone, there's a blueprint that people can compare you to. So, I tried my best to I studied her mannerisms. I tried to look like her as much as I could. I put on weight. I think I put on about 40 pounds to
Oh, really?
to play young and because I was trying. I thought if I just filled out a bit more, I would look more like her, which I did. I think that helped a lot. For Brotherhood, it was quite the opposite here. I'm an action star in Brotherhood, it's an action movie. And in my mind, action stars are always lean and toned, and I really, really wanted to embody that. I wanted to look like a true action star. Plus, I had been waiting to play action for a very long time.
Oh, really?
So I was very excited. So for Brotherhood, I lost 35 pounds and upped my protein intake, upped my gym workout to be able to be really lean and toned and cut to play Goldie. My character's name is Goldie. And we had stunt coordinators sort of run us through, because there's a lot of stunts in it and things like that, sort of run us through there's a lot of shooting, how to hold guns, how to work with guns, the movements and things like that. So it was really interesting. It was really exciting. I had a lot of bruises from Brotherhood.
I was going to ask.
I was properly banged up, but I was so proud of them all the time. They're like my war scars. I also have to say, look at my bruises.
Any show us one quickly?
I don't have them anymore, but I have a video. I'll have sent you the video. I have a recording of all the bruises that I had. I was bruised all over.
You seem the most excited about Brotherhood. Is it just me?
I mean, Brotherhood is what is out now. It's out at the moment. You see what I mean? And I'm very excited about it because the reception for the movie has been absolutely amazing. I think it surpassed anything that we could have ever really, really thought. So I'm really excited.
I hear it's a watershed in movie making in Nigeria. Everybody's going to refer to that and say, we want to be that.
Yeah.
I think so. I think it's definitely set a standard, especially for action films. It's definitely set a standard for sure.
I want to talk about you outside the movies, because I think that you are an entire force outside the movies, especially online. You've got such a huge following, and you have not just a huge following, but a relationship with the people that follow you.
Yeah.
How are you able to accomplish that? I do not know, because for God's sakes, I'm one of those people. How I stumbled on your page and I started following you, and I thought, oh, she's even an actress. Oh my God, she's this big. And you don't do it anymore, but I used to love that thing you do on Sunday nights.
I actually do. I haven't done it it's called Tell Toni Tones.
Tell Toni
What
Tones.
it is I do it on Sunday evenings on my stories, and people write in their problems, and then I sort of give them my advice or my take.
Man,
on
the
what this
tea
is
on
doing.
that thread, man. The tea on that thread.
What I find is that people really want to share. People are going through so much, and they're looking for someone to listen to them and just sort of unburden themselves and hear them out. So, it's always my pleasure to do that. Most especially, there are a lot of young girls, who follow, who share their problems, relationship problems, and things like that.
And especially because it's anonymous, people can tell you so much and continue telling, even after you've reacted to it.
They get this advice. For me, I just think when I was 18 years old, I wish I had somebody older who was able to guide me. So I tried to kind of do that. But it's not just for 18-year-olds or anything like that, but just an example of the kind kind of people that people writing about their relationship problems and things like that. And, you know, I'm just able to sort of give my take. And I like to think that, you know, I'm a bit wise.
So you've gathered so many people's experiences from that alone.
Yes,
Are you going to translate this into a movie someday? Because, like I said, there's so much information that Nollywood
there
can't even...
is.
If they took your page
There
in
is.
retrospect, they can make so many movies from it.
There really is. I mean, people, you know, since I started Tell Toni Tones, I've realized that, man, people are going through just so much, and people's life experiences are so completely different, and it's so vast. And I'm just so much more aware of how everyone's perception of the world is so different based on our experiences. I think that there's a lot more that I want to do from it. There's a lot more that I want to sort of take on board and do. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm coming together with certain organizations to be able to help people and see what I can do, because it's gone to a point where I want to do more than just give you advice. I want to be able to help who I can help. Do you see what I mean?
Start a foundation, start a movement.
Yeah. So I'd like to know quickly, what's your biggest life lessons? And what's your biggest mistake?
Biggest mistake is probably not starting my entertainment career earlier than I did.
Okay.
Because I've wanted to do it since I was a kid, and I just didn't, just out of nothing but fear. So if I would say, if I could go back, I would have started much earlier. What's the second question?
Your biggest life lessons? What have you learned so far?
Biggest life lesson is probably to, you know, to do it afraid. So they're both
Say it
intertwined.
again. Do it afraid. Can you exactly explain how that works?
Okay, so do not ever let fear be the reason that you don't do something.
Nice.
Do you see what I mean? Give yourself 1,000 reasons, but if it's just because you're afraid, if it's just because what people say and things like that, then you have to do it.
Wow.
You know, if you go to sleep and you can't, if at bed at night, this is all you're thinking about, if your heart is burning for it, if your heart is yearning for it, you have to do it. It's better to fail than to never have tried.
Yeah.
You've just given,
I see it, you just given the push I needed. This is it, I'm going for it. I will be the next James Bond.
You should do it.
I love her.
You want to do it, then you have
She has to inspire me.
Let's see her.
Yeah, let's take one of your works, and then when we come back, we'll be feeding you in the kitchen.